I'm watching you. Private eyes.
Hello and welcome to Your Podcast, Veronica Mars. I'm Joe.
And I'm Travis.
And today we're at the end of our season for our season 1 in review.
It's been a ride, guys.
It's been something. And I mean that in the best possible way, not in like a, a shitty way. Like, it's been I don't even know. Like,
season 1.
It's been so much fun.
There's so many highs and so many lows. It's definitely all over the place, but I still love it. Love it.
I think it's probably the most accurate season. Not accurate. God, that was dumb.
Consistent?
Like clear point of view.
It was definitely more like streamlined, I think.
Yeah, than what we get. Which that's not, because season 2 is my favorite season. So like I'm not. Let's calm down.
I think season 2 had a lot to live up to, and also I'm sure there's a lot of notes from the network. Because season 1, first seasons are usually pretty like loose.
As they try to explore what they are.
Yeah, and
I don't think Veronica Mars had that problem though. Like, it knew what it was pretty quickly.
I think the writers knew what it wanted to be, and the network knew what it wanted to be, and I don't think they ever agreed on what
yeah.
And that was its ultimate downfall, because season 1 is definitely more what the writers wanted. Season 3 is definitely more what the network wanted, and I think season 2 is a nice middle ground for those.
I could see that.
Yeah, because season 3...
What was so rough about season 2 is you're coming off the heels of the Lily Kane mystery, so whatever your season-long mystery is...
Yeah.
It's a lot to live up to, and it's really hard when... Like, the first season, it's what the premise of the show is, like, born from, so it's hard to have those stakes. In the second season, when you solved that at the end of your first season, like...
Well, okay, I feel like now we're focused too much on season 2. Let's backtrack. We're going to discuss season 1. We're going to break it down.
Well, we're not breaking down anything.
That was not a good word.
No.
We're going to...
review how we felt about the season.
This is like at the end of the house... each season, the Housewives ends with like a they all come together and talk. That's going to be us. We're going to...
It's our season 1 reunion.
Show. Yeah, this is our season 1 reunion. We got everyone here. Kristen's here. I think Jason's stopping by later. Enrico is on Skype.
Oh, so we do have something from iTunes. We do have, instead of an episode description, we're going to talk about the season description it gives when you go to buy it.
And let's see how spoiler it is. Take a shot every time they spoil a major plot point.
All right, iTunes tells us, Kristen Bell stars as the title character in this film noirish series. Veronica used to be one of the popular girls, walking the halls of Neptune High with the rest of the beautiful people. But it all came crashing down when her best friend, Lily, was murdered. Veronica's father, Keith, then sheriff, was removed from office for naming Lily's rich father as the lead suspect, and Veronica was ostracized by her friends, including her boyfriend, Duncan Kane, Lily's brother. Veronica must negotiate high school like any average teenage girl, and she bravely maneuvers through classes, joined by fellow outcast Wallace Fennell. At night, Veronica assists her father's private investigator business, all the while searching for evidence to clear her father's name and regain her status at school. But what she finds may tear the town of Neptune apart. Jason Dohring and Francis Capra also star. I think that's a pretty good...
That's a good...
I like it.
I enjoy the... Now that she's no longer popular, she hangs out with the non-pretty people, all the ugly people in Neptune.
It's not spoilerish. There's nothing there that spoils anything. It works.
No, it's I don't understand the... Did it say negotiate her way through high school? That's such a weird...
Yeah, because
it should be navigate. I think navigate would
should
make
be.
more sense.
It should be, but as
because you don't really negotiate your way through high school. That's not how.
Well, I don't know. Veronica kind of does.
She kind of, you know what? Fair.
I'll give it to them on that.
Fair. She does negotiate her way through high school. Okay, you know what? I take it back. iTunes.
It's not like a word I would normally use, but when describing Veronica in high school, it's
a real fan wrote this description.
All right. So one thing that I didn't talk about with when we were going through the episodes, and I always wanted to, and I just kept forgetting, and then we were like halfway through the season, were the IMDb ratings for the episodes.
I hate fan ratings because they're not real.
Me too. Me too. But I did want to talk about the highest and lowest ranked of the season and kind of.
Ooh, okay, let me take a guess. I'm going to say the...
3 highest. Name the 3 highest.
I want to say the pilot, the finale, and I want to say Weapons of Class Destruction, because that's where Logan and Veronica kiss. But it's not a very good episode. So I'm going to say Like a Virgin.
2 out of 3 right.
It's the pilot and the finale, right?
Yeah. But can you guess which one's the highest?
I want to say the pilot.
False. So, the highest rated episode of season 1 is Leave It to Beaver with a 9.2.
I believe that.
The second highest with an 8.6, A Trip to the Dentist.
Woo! I don't know why I forgot. I don't know why I didn't say that. But yeah, because that is still the best episode of the series.
And coming in third with an 8.4 is the pilot.
I feel like a jackass because that's my favorite episode. But
I get it though. Like,
yeah,
sometimes you feel like other people wouldn't.
Yeah.
There's a lot of. I mean, it's not that season 1 has a lot of great episodes, so it's hard.
Yeah. Okay. Now, least. Do we know? Okay,
I have the 3 lowest as well.
The lowest. Season. Okay, I'm gonna go with. What's it called? Oh my god, why am I blanking on the episode title?
Come on.
Oh my god.
You got this. What's it about?
What the hell is the one with the music producer? Lord of the Bling.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go Lord of the Bling. You think you know someone? No, Lord of the Bling, Meet John Smith, and Hot Dog.
You got one of them right.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Lord of the Bling.
Yeah.
Is the lowest rated episode of the season.
See, I wasn't good. I feel justified. I feel vindicated. In the words,
after just getting done, I hate fan ratings. Okay, wait, they agree with me.
You need to cut in from Brooklyn Nine-Nine when Captain Holt screams Vindication, because Vindication.
Vindication!
It has a 7.3.
That's pretty high still.
The next lowest, with a 7.4, Credit Where Credit's Due. The second episode of the season.
No, I disagree with that.
I wholeheartedly disagree with that.
Is it because it's Paris Hilton's in it? That's what it is.
I don't know. Apparently people were like... when Veronica Mars came back on Hulu, like a lot of people were like, oh my god, Paris Hilton, this is amazing. And I'm just like, why? Why? Please don't listen to this then, because... boy, do I hate her. But the third lowest of the season is actually a tie between 2 episodes at a 7.5. You're going to agree with one of these. The Girl Next Door.
I was going to say that, but I thought maybe it would be okay because Jessica Chastain's in it.
Isla Fisher? Okay, never mind. And then... Amy
Adams?
The other episode is Drinking the Kool-Aid, which I
Really?
do not agree with.
I mean, it's not a good episode, but I think we actually enjoyed that episode.
We did. And you have Jonathan Bennett in it. Like, it's a good time all around.
Yeah, and it's like the moment when Veronica or when Keith walks into the compound and Veronica sees it. That's like one of the best moments on Veronica Mars.
It's true.
Or you know what? Actually, I was thinking about it, and then when she thinks she's gonna get like sexually assaulted by like the leader, and it's just like he has all these, what is it, poinsettias? The
Oh,
ultimate
yeah.
cash crop.
Yes, it was
There's actually
a good
some really
episode.
good stuff in that episode.
My only complaint about it is I wish like it ended up being like a real ass cult, and that was, I'm pretty sure that was my only like real complaint about the episode. Because it was a funny episode. It was good.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, that's those are IMDb's highest and lowest. I think credit where credit's due is a great episode.
I think it's such a because I kind of re-listened to a few of our episodes before we recorded this, especially the earlier ones, because we recorded them so before we even posted them,
like 10 months
and
ago.
The pilot and episode 2 are such a great like 2-hour episode. It's such a great 2-parter.
It is.
It's not, but it's such, the second part continues the pilot so well. But I guess on that front, what are your favorite episodes then, Joe? What are your top 5?
Okay. So So I wouldn't include pilots or finales in any top lists because they should be your best of the season. I've harped on about that.
Oh, I didn't include either of them.
I included them in my top 5, but I also have some honorable mentions just to fill in that. Because my favorite episode of the season is the pilot. I think it's the strongest episode of the series to set the tone of the show, to like just everything. Only when it has the original fully extended beginning with
That's
her
kind of
outside the
depressing,
Camelot.
though. If you're like, the pilot's the best episode, so it just goes downhill from here.
But I don't mean it in like, because you don't find too many shows where the pilot can like live up with any other like established episode in the series. Yeah. So then an Eccles Family Christmas.
Yeah.
From
I
original...
lied. I had the finale in my top 5. I don't know why I said I didn't.
Like from when we originally, like before I watched, I don't know if I would have had this at number 2, but just just this watch through, it does such a pivot for the show, for the first season, and just what it does for the rest of the season. It's such a good episode. It's the strongest writing of the season outside of the pilot. And then Like a Virgin, of course, that's just a personal favorite. Leave It to Beaver. Betty and Veronica. Mainly just such a great episode for Wallace and Veronica. Like,
yeah,
we'd never get another episode with them as good as this.
Fair.
Which, not saying they don't have anything good, it's just peak in this episode. And then my last one is kind of a tie and cheating.
Yeah.
But Wrath of Khan / A Trip to the Dentist. Because Wrath of Khan, I usually start rewatches there. So it has like a very special place in my heart. But A Trip to the Dentist is a fucking trip to the dentist. So like, it's one of the greatest episodes of the series. So
yeah.
With honorable mentions to Silence of the Lamb, Return of the Cane, Mars vs. Mars, and Rescue Business. I think they're amazing, but I couldn't put them above any of the others. I would have cheated and had Silence of the Lamb and have the 5th one as like 3 toy time. So what do you got?
Okay, so my favorite is A Trip to the Dentist.
Oh yeah.
I think I can't say any more about that I already haven't. My second is also an Eccles Family Christmas.
Nice.
I love that whodunit scene. It's just so well done. It's so well put together. And it's funny that these are my top two favorite episodes because they're very similar.
In terms of like the mystery and everything, like
in terms of the mystery and Veronica having to do this work to figure it out. Because
Yeah.
she talks to it, but like it's a very similar structure, but A Trip to the Dentist is like an Eccles Family Christmas on steroids.
well, because there's actually there's stakes in A Trip to the, like real stakes for her in A Trip to the Dentist.
Yeah.
Not saying like there were no stakes in Eccles Family
But
Christmas.
they're really like.
But this was like her solving her rape. Like
Yeah.
this This was a
Yeah.
lot more personal to Veronica than who the fuck stole Weevil's money. Like,
Yeah. My third is Leave It to Beaver.
okay,
It's
we
good.
just got done talking about it.
My fourth is Like a Virgin.
Okay,
Because it brings in Meg and Mac, and it's funny. I really like the episodes that focus more on the high school stuff, and that's just because even when I watch shows like South Park, my favorite episodes are the ones where it's about the kids in the school. I don't know what I like. What Veronica Mars does really well is it builds the supporting cast of characters in the school. So every time they bring these people back or they have these school-based episodes, you have these reoccurring faces and people. Unlike other high school shows where in most shows you would never see Madison or Meg again. Like you would probably not. And
I get that. Gossip Girl was actually good at that too, but different.
different, yeah. And then my last one is Return of the Cane. Again, another school centric episode.
It's a really good episode. We get the introduction to Madison.
Yes, and it's a nice twist that what's her name was the snitch.
Yeah, and that oh god, that threw me off. Oh, it's a good Duncan episode, and you don't
It is
get
a good Duncan episode.
too many of those
You really don't.
in the show. Period.
Fun fact: Duncan, out of all 22 episodes, got one MVP vote, and it was from Joe.
Shut up!
It was from you, and I think it was that episode.
Oh my god!
I felt, because I tallied them all last night, and I felt like a horrible person that I didn't give him one Pirate
I
point, or
feel
one
so
MVP.
good. Did I give
Yeah.
it to him for that episode?
I think you did. I think it was.
Well, go me. I've definitely I can take actually me into something else I want to talk about.
You did, yeah.
And characters that you didn't before this rewatch you didn't really care too much for, but then discussing these 22 episodes who you've come to appreciate more. Cuz Duncan is definitely one of mine.
Okay.
Like I never hated him. I always just he was just there. But I don't know. At the very least, this rewatch, I really wished we got more with him, and kind of reading. I think also what helped is we had that interview with Teddy Dunn this past year, where he kind of just explained where he was coming from with the character and how he didn't really get much to do with that because things just started to change for the show and what his character was going to mean, and it just made me, I guess, appreciate him more, what he contributed to the show. And those small moments we did get with Teddy Dunn, really being able to pull out his acting chops towards the end there were really great.
Especially the end, the last couple episodes.
Yeah.
Him and Kristen really worked well off each other, and they.
Wish they had more chemistry though.
I know, it's a shame we'll never, because season 2, I don't think they really they're together, but they don't really do much.
No.
So.
Not outside of the other lamb at Meg.
Yeah.
Wow, why is that name evading? Nobody puts Baby in Corner.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite of the seasons. But him and Weevil. But I think that has a lot to do with season 4 for me, and just kind of seeing where they went with his character there and just being able to better appreciate his character arc in this season. Because I feel like a lot of season 4, and I won't get into any specifics because I'm not here to talk about that, it kind of reestablishes a lot of what they set in season 1 with the character dynamics, at least with Veronica and everyone outside of Keith and Logan. And I don't know. It's not that I ever would have even put Weevil in not a top 5 list of favorite characters, because it's fucking Weevil. He's amazing. But I somehow love him even more from this. Just seeing how reestablished in season 4 what his and Veronica's relationship is this season, of him being a foil without actually being her foil, but always coming to her need whenever she needs it, because they have this pact, this like unspoken pact, and this bond with each other. So is there anyone you liked less before coming into this podcast and or like more?
I definitely like Weevil a lot more. I didn't have the strongest opinions on him in the first before this. He was never a character that I was a huge fan of. I also think because he's a lot of wasted potential. But getting to kind of break down his character a bit more this season and going episode by episode, he does have a lot of great standout moments. So I definitely Weevil's on that list of characters that I've walked away with loving a little more. I didn't know this was going to be possible, but I love Madison even more than I did.
That's true. That is very true.
I loved her, and now I like really love her. She just because we just talk about her so much.
Well, and I think like making our own like headcanon stories for her for every episode really help with that.
Yeah.
And I don't know, finally being able to just like talk out loud about a trip to the dentist and like her treatment going forward from there, and just she can, just because she's a horrible person doesn't mean she doesn't ever deserve sympathy. She's like a horrible person in such a superficial way. She's not like actually damaging people, and even like the one time she did, it wasn't on purpose and it was almost done to her, like
except for the fact that she 100% cheated and got...
okay.
Like, we'll skip that.
I'm sorry, I'm from the U.S. Election fraud is the norm now.
But to be fair, Duncan won either way, so...
Yeah. It was just, she was trying to, like, you guys, like, we already know what's going to happen here. Trying to save us some time and voter dollars. Let's just zero this in. The reign of Cain, guys. The reign of Cain.
Yeah. And then I think a character... I definitely dislike Dick a lot more now.
Oh, yeah.
Just because I've always had such a weird... I was always torn about him. But now just talking a bit more about how awful he is, I'm like, it's not forgivable.
It's going to take...
Am I still gonna like enjoy every moment of him in season 2 and 3? Yeah, probably.
Of course.
I'm not gonna lie.
We never said we were perfect.
But it's at least in the back of my mind now a bit more.
I will be sure to mention that he's a rapist at the end of every time I applaud him.
Okay.
I think that'll be fair.
Yeah, so those are kind of my standouts for the season.
You know, I didn't expect that I hated Logan as much at the beginning of the season as I thought I did. Like,
I'm really happy that I don't like Logan more than going into this. I thought for sure you would just break me down. And it's really funny. So my roommate Christina is listening to these podcasts, and she was talking about how the funniest thing is when you're going on about the Logan and Veronica kiss, and how it's just silence on my end.
Oh, it is.
And then you ask me a question, and I just respond with like, yeah. Like I don't want to engage in this. I don't want to. There's nothing. I'm trying so hard not to get swept up in this bullshit. And it's...
Oh, you just wait till season 2 because it gets even worse for me.
I know. I just want to throw that out as like one of the highlights of the season.
I didn't realize how much I hated him at the beginning. Like, I don't know. Because I remember, like, I think it was whatever the bum fighting episode is. Is it Wrath of Khan? Yeah.
It's pretty early on, yeah.
I remember taking notes for it, and I'm like, God damn, I seem like I hate this character. Like, fuck. Like, I love him, like, especially going into later seasons, but, like, whoo, he was a piece of work at the beginning.
Yeah, he
But
was.
They turned that around.
Did they though?
They did for me, so shut your mouth.
Okay.
So, little fun fact to sprinkle in here. I never heard this tagline before, and I love it, but it's also wrong, and it needs to be switched, and I would love it more. But it says, return to Mars, it's everything you like about Neptune. And that should be, the planet should be switched. It should be return to Neptune, it's everything you love about Mars. Because that makes sense. Because you're returning to the town.
What's that from?
I don't know. I was just like on IMDb and I saw like Return to Mars or something, and I clicked on it. It's like for different taglines that the show had. And I had never seen it before, but I really liked it. Except
But it should be reversed.
it didn't make sense to return to Mars when that's the character, not the place. Return to Neptune, it's everything you love about Mars. Like, come on! Like, it's...
come on, UPA, get your shit together.
I want to know who's in charge of that and, like, who I need to fight,
Someone who's
because
never watched the show.
I'm really upset. Also, another fun fact. Apparently, Amanda Norrit has a cousin named Shelley Pomeroy.
Yeah, and Rob Thomas went to high school with her.
And I did not know that. That is amazing.
That I knew.
I
don't know. I've known that for a very long time.
I have never known that.
I don't know why. It's one of those things I remember reading that years ago.
So, like, I feel like we can get insider knowledge on whether or not the real Shelley Pomeroy is a bi icon, like our headcanon.
I don't think so.
Fingers
no one
crossed.
can be as amazing
Fingers
as our Shelley Pomeroy.
It's yeah, that was just something I had no idea about.
So that's a good little segue. So speaking of iconic moments in our podcast, what are your favorite moments of our podcast?
So I'm pretty sure this is going to be your top one.
We'll see.
But it was the oh god, it had to have been, it's one of the earlier episodes. It's like 8 or 9, 7, 8 or 9. I can't remember. It's somewhere in there. But oh, it's the one with Rebecca James, Miss James.
Yeah.
Becky? Yeah, where Veronica's being like a shit to her.
Yeah.
Because she's dating Keith. And I brought up the anecdote.
This is the number one thing I have.
I brought up the anecdote of me doing that to one of my mom's boyfriends. And how he came to pick me up for lunch one day. And I was a little asshole and went and sat behind him in the passengers or the back seat of the passenger side. And you made some sexual innuendo about, oh yeah, you probably got into the car. And all I said was, I was 10 and you just lost it. Like, I have never ever seen you laugh so hard. Like, I wish the audio had caught it better. But this is also when we kept fucking up with the audio. And
that is my favorite moment of this podcast.
Whenever I think about this, it's like going to be the number one thing I think about. And I'll see if I can just like find the clip to put it in
Clip it in. Yeah, I know. I can't remember what episode. Yeah.
But I know it's an episode with Miss James because that's what led to the conversation. When my mom got divorced and like started dating these like other guys, I was horrible to them. I was such an asshole. And like one of them was deserving of it. The other one probably not so much, but whatever. Didn't like him anyway. But like just like the slightest little pettiest things, like one time one of them came to take me to lunch or whatever and pick me up. And instead of going to sit in the front seat, I made sure to sit in the back seat, like behind him, so he couldn't even like glance back over to talk to me.
That's
Just
how
like
many
little petty things like
adult
that.
films start, Joe.
Shut
Who
your
hurt
mouth.
you?
I was 10.
Who-
My mom has been with her current husband for 19 years now, Travis. So thanks for that. I hate you.
My second favorite moment is when I gave no MVP, no MVP and no pirate points, and you were not happy. You were not a happy camper.
Well, you were not being a contributing member of the school.
Neither was that episode.
Fuck you.
And then my third favorite moment when I brought up the Three's Company spinoff, and you pretty much like berated me for it.
I did not like okay, I did.
You did.
I did, didn't I?
You really did.
We even got someone to like comment.
Yeah. Those are my highlights for sure.
Oh my god.
Also, when we were recording the episode and you could hear my friend's cat in the background.
Season 4 episode was so great. Oh, and Clash of the Dragons.
It was 2 episodes, yeah.
It's 2 because we did. It was like
Natasha, you little shit.
God damn it. So mine's more like other 2 are more behind the scenes type of favorites. I got really emotional editing the 22nd episode. Like
Really?
Way too fucking emotional. Like doing, I don't know, it's just like a project we have finally like not completed, but like we've gotten through like the hardest part of this, and
No, I feel like we got through the easiest part.
I don't know, we'll see. But
25 episodes is a lot of episodes to do in. I feel like we've recorded so much.
we have.
I'm sick of our voices, to be honest. Like when I come visit Denver, we're just not gonna talk.
It's true. I'm just gonna set up like a microphone the whole time. I'll just record the whole thing.
Yeah.
All 7 days. But yeah, I was just sitting there and I'm just like, I'm so happy to be doing this. Like, it's so fun. I got way too emotional. But the other would be Diane Ruggiero acknowledging my existence and listening to me like worship her. Like, that is just one of a personal highlight of mine that I would not have gotten without this podcast. And then she invited me out to the Veronica Mars fan event, which was even cooler. Like, I'm extremely thankful for that, and that is something I will never forget. And also, your Shelley Pomeroy headcanon is one of my favorite things to come out of this.
I'm really proud of that
podcast, because that was like
really
on the fly. Like,
it was too. I did not come into that with any thought.
I only know that because it was something I brought up. Like,
it was something
out
you brought
of the
up,
blue, and then you're like, "Wait, no, this is how it goes," and I loved it. Like, it was perfect. I didn't want to think of like moments from these past couple episodes because but goddamn, like that was so good.
That was really. Where's my Emmy nomination? What's the podcast equivalent of an Emmy?
And then another one I think would be I didn't know about this till just like last night, but me giving the MVP in the second episode to the flashback wig. The recasted flashback wig.
Yeah.
That is by far my favorite thing that I forgot about. I did not remember I did that.
I forgot about that too until I was going through old episodes, and I pretty much had a hissy fit on the train on my way home from work.
Oh, you should know by now I'm a hypocrite. But I hate hypocrites, so it tracks.
Yeah.
Alrighty. If you could go back in the season and change like one, maybe two things, but one thing, what would you most like to change about the season?
This is not going to be a shocker to anyone because I've mentioned it quite a few times.
Is it Lily?
More flashbacks. Not even more flashbacks with Lily, like more with the parents. Like I would have loved. We never get a Leanne Celeste scene. Like how amazing would that have been?
Yeah.
Or more interaction with. I would have liked to see what the parents were like before Lily died. Like what was their dynamic? Because we see that briefly in the homecoming episode, but like I want to know what Keith and Jake's relationship would have been like. Because were they friends? Like parents usually sometimes become friends with their kids' friends' parents.
Yeah.
So like would that have made the
Plus
Keith's
they're also
betrayal
like
almost like worse?
part of this like rich clique of sorts. Like they're
And
part
like
of
I would have loved to know their opinions of Keith before the murder investigation because he's not rich, but he's the sheriff, so there's almost this respect for him.
Right, he might not have the money, but he has the power.
But he has the power. So I think we should have got an entire episode of a pre-Lily's death. I would have loved to see Lily interact in the school because we didn't get to see that very often.
We got it once and we hated it.
We got it once and we hated it. Because they focused too much on Yolanda and that storyline but I've also said it as well, where the fact that Lily's you don't know as much about Lily and she's kind of this mythical figure helps in her this season.
Yeah.
But again, what Christina brought up, Lily's a shitty friend to Veronica, like a real shitty friend to Veronica.
Yeah.
Like the fact that everyone else knew that Veronica or that Lily and Weevil were pretty much screwing and Veronica didn't. Like I still don't understand why Lily didn't tell Veronica, because she told Veronica everything else.
I don't know. That's a good.
Because the Aaron thing I get.
Right, obviously.
That I get, but the Weevil thing I don't, because Veronica already knew Lily was sleeping around. Because Veronica said it herself. Lily liked boys.
Logan says that.
Logan, okay, sorry. Someone says that. Lily is pretty much a slut. But it is what it is. I'm glad she's not unapologetic about it. She's not apologetic about it.
Yeah, she is unapologetic about it.
Yeah. Words are hard.
No, and I think I agree. Like it's not something that Lily thought less of herself about, and that's great. Like it makes everyone else that does like use this as a means to justify anything that happened to her as worse. Like,
yeah.
Wow, she loved sex. What a horrible person, because no one likes sex. Like, ooh,
she was
the big evil.
She was a horrible person because she cheated on Logan.
Yeah.
And she cheated on Logan with his dad.
Yeah.
And then tried to blackmail him. She's horrible for other reasons. It's not because she likes sex.
No, the blackmail, though, I think that was great.
No, it was great, but it's why she's dead.
True. Are you happy, Access Hollywood? This is your fault. This is all your fucking fault. You're the true villain of season 1. Fuck you, Access
Honestly,
Hollywood.
and if this was 2019, she would have just like Instagrammed. It would have been like
Instagram Live, yeah. Like, hey guys.
Hey.
So my boyfriend's dad is recording me fucking him.
Yeah.
Here's the pool house.
Oh, Lily Kane.
The one thing I would have really liked to change is if they would have amped up Meg's and Veronica's relationship. Like, what I liked about what we kind of did get with them is it sort of mirrored Lily and Veronica, where Lily is like this experienced whatever,
yeah,
who's like shitty to Veronica, and then you have Veronica and Meg, where Veronica is kind of like, when Meg comes to Veronica, it's because Veronica's done this. She knows how to get through something like this. She can do what Meg can't do right now. And Veronica is pretty shitty to Meg for the most part. Not all the time. I have come... Ooh, that's another favorite podcast moment.
You know what I was just going to say? Thinking of favorite podcast moments, there's one that never aired, and so I just want to bring it up really quickly. So before... Originally, Joe and I planned to release a pre-season 4 episode. We did, because they ended up moving it up a week. But, so we started recording, and Joe asked me, what am I most looking forward to for season 4?
Oh my God.
And I pretty much I was not looking forward to season 4. And I pretty much just said that in a very long and drawn out way.
Like 5 fucking minutes of nonstop vitriol.
It was this rant about how I was not excited for season 4. And Joe was just done. He was quiet for a solid 3 minutes after that.
I had gotten no sleep. Like, we were recording really early. I had gotten maybe 4 or 5 hours tops of sleep before doing this. And then, like, 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes. It was like 5 minutes into the recording, he just, oh my God, just goes off about how much he is not looking forward to season 4, how we wish it wasn't gonna happen, how reboots are dumb, like all this. And I was just like, okay, all right, that's cool. So what character do you want to come back? Like, I couldn't be like, I had nothing.
We ended up re-recording it, didn't we? Because I don't think we finished.
No, we just didn't. They moved it up a week, so we didn't.
Yeah,
need to
so we
release
didn't
the
have
episode.
to.
We
That
just
was
recorded our season 4 episode.
Amazing. He was so done with me.
Oh, that was a bad morning. Oh my God.
It was. But that is honestly my favorite moment, because I'm pretty sure I broke Joe there. I broke him.
Yeah, you did. I never thought, like, and especially I wouldn't have thought it would happen in a season 1, but I guess it was a season 4 episode, so that.
Yeah.
Oh, pre-season 4. Yeah, that. Because normally, like, if you want to say some whatever bullshit and, like, have your little temper tantrum, like, I'll be fine with it. I can go along.
It wasn't even a temper tantrum.
It was a temper tantrum.
It was my legit, honest reaction to season 4. And I'm sorry that it did not align with your moral values.
Oh my God. And you ended up liking it, so fuck off. Don't even want to hear it. All right, so back to what I would change about season 1.
Sorry, I wanted to bring that up before I forgot.
That's good, because I totally forgot about that too. And we talk about that a lot too, like outside of the podcast. Remember when I broke you? Yeah. But yeah, I would have liked if they would have amped up Veronica and Meg's friendship, not only to give Veronica a female friend to be able to, like, soundboard off of, or just to fucking have. Like, yeah. I think if they really would have turned it up, what they end up doing for Meg in season 2 would have felt more earned. It would have felt more of a betrayal between the two. Versus, like, oh, we're swapping boyfriends.
But they didn't really swap boyfriends.
They didn't.
Then Megan would have got Logan.
Yeah, we're swapping Duncans. Like, it's your week for Duncan. Like, okay. This is Big Love before Big Love was around. Like, Duncan, the original polygamist.
Well, Big Love came out the same year as season 2, so...
There we are. I just think it could have made... It would have made the fallout better and worse for... Like, better for the viewer, worse for Veronica and Meg.
Yeah.
And they could have then had Matt kind of fill that role. And they could still do what they did with Meg, but then just have, like, Matt kind of fill that role once Meg leaves in season 2... And then Mac for season 2, 3, whatever, to play that part. And I don't know. We've talked about it throughout the season of how that's, like, our biggest gripe with the series. It's just not letting Veronica have female friends. And that's the one thing I would have changed, because then it could have, like, dominoed into every other season. And it could have been established that Veronica's allowed to have female friends. Or... taking it even easier, make it a real cult in drinking the Kool-Aid. Like,
fair.
Something realistically that could have been done. So let's just get... Ooh, another fun fact.
Come on, these are fun facts, guys. Let's have fun with them.
So I looked into this and because I know in A Trip to the Dentist and Leave It to Beaver, we were wondering what they knew for the season 2 mystery. And apparently they did know Beaver was going to be doing all those shenanigans. Because Rob Thomas said, "We knew that Beaver was the killer of season 2 when we introduced him in season 1. We knew his motivation, so playing him as the picked-upon, less manly Casablanca's boy was all by design." Yeah, but he also said that they did not plan for the eventual reveal that Cassidy had raped Veronica until the writing for season 1 was all finished.
I can see that, because it doesn't... him throwing up still does not track.
I mean, you could shoehorn it in there somewhere.
You could. I don't know.
I kind of... I don't know. That takes away from the season 2 finale a bit more for me.
Really?
Like, I feel like it was, I don't know, more tacked on. Like, oh, and actually Veronica was raped and it was by Beaver.
Oh,
like,
that part,
yes. We didn't
need
need
that.
that. Like, calm down with the rape. Like, just a little bit. Like,
and she never really deals with that.
Not really.
And we'll talk about that in season 2. But
well, yeah, because I was just gonna say, like, she comes to that realization in 2, and then she's leaving her drink around in season 3. Anyway, yeah, fun fact. So yeah, I looked that up, and I was just like, I need to know, like, before we finish out the season and go into season 2. I don't want to just keep asking this when there probably is an answer out there. Like, someone had to have asked this already. Yeah. So there we go. Answer solved. And that's actually, I think, all the fun facts I have for this. Oh, no, one more fun fact.
Okay.
Apparently, Lamb was originally supposed to be a part of the Lily Kane murder cover-up. He was supposed to...
I would have liked that.
The way Keith got fired was that Lamb was going to steal evidence to make it look like Keith had lost evidence for it, and then that moves Lamb into the sheriff's spot.
I would have really liked that. I think Lamb is also very underused. Yeah,
and I guess it was supposed to be like Lamb, the person who made the call that Abel Kuntz killed Lily Kane, and Jake Kane were all part of a larger conspiracy.
You know what? I take it back, because now that just sounds like it's really overcomplicated.
Right, like if it was just like Lamb, like I would have just liked that part. Like Lamb was the cause of him ultimately getting fired. I think that would have been really cool to keep for the season.
Yeah.
You okay there? You got it?
I was trying to think, like, I like that the Lily Kane murder is actually a pretty straightforward, simple thing. It's not super overcomplicated. It doesn't feel like it's convoluted. It makes sense. It makes sense. And rewatching the season, it doesn't feel like it's we don't know what we're doing. They set it up where Aaron is believably the murderer, and I have no doubts about that.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think that's one of the things I've most appreciated coming back through this season. I think I've mentioned this in one of the more recent episodes, but just how much I've picked up on things I really didn't pick up on before in terms of the Aaron seeds being planted throughout the season.
Yeah.
So let's real quick while we're here, let's read a couple fan reviews.
Yes, let's.
Before we forget again.
I'll go first.
Okay.
So this one is by Ales2, AWELS2, from America. They comment, funny, 5 stars. The hosts are hilarious and have a good love of this show and the nostalgia of 2004. Perfect for the Veronica Mars rewatch now. It's all on Hulu. Please keep podcasting.
Oh,
thank you.
We will. We will.
We probably will, because I've invested money into a mic, so I need to get some sort of return on this.
Such a jackass. Thanks, Els. Owls.
Owls.
All Els. Too.
Els. Do you want me to keep reading?
Yeah, read another one.
Okay. This one is from Little Jamie in Great Britain. A must go for the VM fans. 5 stars. One of the best and funniest podcasts I've ever listened to, and must listen to for Veronica Mars fans, or an after episode companion for new fans.
Oh, wait, no, side note, not to interrupt, but watch the series before you listen to us. I mean, if you're listening to this episode, like, we spoil a lot. Like, unless it's season 4.
You've already been super spoiled if that's how you're doing this.
Yeah, go on, sorry.
Joe and Travis's chemistry makes you want to binge every episode just for their insight and banter. Aww. I've had to pause the episode on many occasions because I was laughing so hard. It's funny to see how many opinions about certain characters and episodes are shared by so many. Smart, witty, and entertaining. Totally recommend. If you're not listening, you're missing out.
That's going on a billboard somewhere. Thank you.
That's my tramp stamp.
Right? I'm getting this tattooed on my person.
Travis and Joe are witty. Yeah, I like it.
It's my favorite. So this one is from Adam Foley. 5 stars. Yay, thank you. Titled Wig.
Oh my
which,
God.
Love the gays. Thank you. Thank you, Adam. Oh my God, I've been obsessed with this podcast lately. Since the renewal of Veronica Mars, I've been looking for something like this to keep me from my post-Veronica Mars depression. Same. The 2 hosts are hysterical and relatable. Yes. I literally feel like Veronica listening to Ahoy Mateys since I've been listening to this nonstop. Keep up the great work, guys. Smiley face.
Thank you.
Thank you. Except, I hope you feel more like Mac, because Mac enjoyed Ahoy Mateys, whereas Veronica was like, what is this bullshit?
Whoa! We're just like calling out the fans.
Shut up!
Actually,
no, I have.
You're not a
to
real
scene.
Veronica Mars fan.
I
there,
have to
Adam
watch
Foley.
that scene so many times.
You've clearly never seen the show. Stop listening.
Shut your
Thank
fucking
you.
mouth, Travis. No, I just had to watch that scene so many times for like promo that I did like before we started. And I know I could probably like say it line by line at this point. So that's also like the best compliment, because being called the podcast of the show you're podcasting about, like that has a podcast, like I don't know. Ultimate compliment. Thank you, Adam Foley. I love you. I love you so much. So then this one is kind of a follow-up, I guess, to something. It's from Erin. She said, so I want you to know that I squeaked out loud when you said my name on the pod. Love you guys. Thanks, Erin. Also, I had not thought of Lily with the Eccles women before.
Ugh.
Right? Oh my God. She would be so good with all of them. As a bi woman, I have let my kind down. No, you have not. No, you have not. The writers of the show has let you down for not establishing it more. Sorry. Now that it has been presented, though, I don't think it will be forgotten. Keep up the great, funny, honest recaps and discussions. You're just the best Veronica Mars pod around. Thank you, Erin. Really appreciate that.
Hearts go out to you.
And, yeah, that's where we are there. If you would like to have your review spoken by us on this podcast, we're going to try to get better at it. So either...
It's hard when our episodes are like over an hour long and we
know.
can't really add more to it.
I know. And I always feel bad. But email us, veronicamarspod@gmail.com. Rate or review us on iTunes. Reach out to us on Twitter or Instagram, Veronica Mars Pod on both of those. So let's get back to the season 1 review.
So let's go. I don't know. Let's go to some of our favorite categories.
Oh, like segments?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I want to get into segments yet.
Well, I don't really have much more to talk about.
Okay, well then never mind.
Unless you do.
No, not really.
Exactly.
Although I did want to say, if you guys could let us know, either Twitter, Instagram, email, whatever, smoke signal, I'll keep a lookout if you're really good at that. Do you like having the clips inserted into the podcast episode? Like, does that make you enjoy the podcast episode more? Does it detract you from it? I feel like I've gotten the volume better now. Like, it used to be really loud compared to what we had, but I just want to know, going into season 2, would you prefer if I kept the clips from the actual episode in the podcast episode, or would you want them taken out? If you could let me know, that would make my heart swell. So yeah, let's get into those segments you want to do.
As kind of a side project, I dispense fashion advice.
Which, side note, we said last episode was the last segments of the season, when this is the last segments of the season. So fashion. If you're listening to this episode, you know that we'd like to talk about our favorite outfits of whatever episode we're talking about. But since it's a season review, we're just going to talk about our favorite of the season. Like, what's your one outfit from season 1 that you just couldn't live without?
I'm going with Lily's Pep Squad uniform.
Oh, perfect. I didn't even think of that for some reason.
Yeah, it's perfect. I have nothing else to say. There's something about it being like a Neptune High Pep Squad uniform, and this like this teenage girl being murdered in like her school uniform.
Yeah. A Pep Squad uniform at that, too.
Pep Squad,
Not very peppy on the ground, Lily.
It's... And also because you see it so much throughout the season.
Yeah, it's always called back. Like, so you
always called back.
You always hear, I've got a secret, a good one. And, like, just all that.
And I really hope Amanda kept the shirt. For some reason, I just wish she did.
That would be beautiful. Oh, my God.
But that is my favorite. That's my go-to outfit.
So my favorite is actually one I hate.
Oh, good.
It's the outfit. It's the pilot outfit. Her like grit striped and like it's just
the pink shirt.
It's iconic. Like it's what you think of when you think of Veronica Mars season 1 or Veronica Mars in general.
But it's iconic in such a bad way.
Yes, like I hate it. Like it's ugly, but like I love it because it's iconic. I can't. Mm-hmm. It's polarizing, and that's what fashion needs to be.
Okay, Tim Gunn.
Make it work, Veronica, and she did.
She did not.
Shut your mouth.
She did not.
All right, let's go into.
These are the jokes.
Favorite quote of the season. What's your one? What's your one quote that you couldn't live without?
Okay, if I had to pick one...
You can have one plus another. You can have an honorable mention.
I don't want to say I've got a secret.
Oh, good, because I was going to say that.
The one... Because I looked through all our favorite quotes, because I thought it'd be weird if I picked a favorite quote that wasn't a favorite quote of ours. But I picked, "Chill out, mommy dearest. That's no way to treat your stepdaughter."
I also like, outside of secret, is Kimmy, why do you insist on pissing me off?
My runner-up, though, is Leo's "I'm a scoundrel."
Oh, yeah. You can't.
Because we had a lot of fun with that.
That was so cute. I love it. Or, like, going within that, I think it's the same episode, and Weevil's wanting to speak to the manager rant.
Yes.
Was iconic. Oh
Tell the sheriff he does not have Eli Navarro's Esquire's vote.
Yes! That was, oh God. Silence of the Lamb is such a good episode.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, that counts. I think that's good. Plus we have... I knew you were going to go with I've Got a Secret, a good one. So I was like, maybe I can beat him on this one, and then I forgot to do it. I'm a good person.
Can you not be all over me for 5 seconds?
It's time for a Madison moment. Madison Minute. God damn it. You have me saying
Wow.
Madison Moment now. I hate you. Like, even in my head, when I was, like, coming up with these or whatever, I'm like, a Madison Moment. I'm like, no, it's Madison Minute. God. I hate you for putting that in my head. It's just like a stupid little worm
Okay,
burrowed in there.
so let's talk about our favorite character of the series, Madison Sinclair.
So we came up with this segment a little later in the podcast season.
Because when we realized we were talking about it for 20 minutes each episode.
And I was actually thinking through, we did like a Madison Minute for like a lot of episodes already, because I was thinking, oh, what would she do? And I realized, oh, we already came up with something for that, but we just didn't have the segment for it.
But I do have some.
Yes, so we're going to talk about any episodes where we didn't have this segment originally. This is just a chance for us to talk about where Madison would have been throughout the season that we didn't really get to talk about till like the last half of this podcast. So
Okay,
go ahead,
so
take
I'm
it
really
away.
excited. So I'm going to start with episode 2.
Oh, me too!
So obviously, Madison is friends with Caitlin Ford.
Yes!
And she's
I don't
all
even know what
for-
you're going to say yet.
So obviously they go on double date. So Caitlin and Logan, Madison and Dick are going to go double dating.
Yes.
Because they're like the power couples of the school. And then the moment they learn that Caitlin is like sleeping around with Charo, Madison is the one that pretty much gets everyone to turn on her.
Oh my god, could she be the one that like contacts the PG-13 gang and is like, hey, guess what?
Yes.
Oh wait, no, it
Yeah.
not them. Never mind. It's all the Chads outside. Yeah, that's right. Wow, I was
Yeah.
rendering that backwards. I could see her like like a group text of some sort, like back
Pretty much
then.
like, oh my god, guys, we need to shun Caitlin. She's dead to us.
Oh my god, it probably would have been like an AIM message back in 2004,
would have been.
though.
Do you want me to keep going? Do you
Well,
want me to just do all mine?
Within that, because I had, I also
Okay.
had credit where credit's due. I would have liked her there just to establish some hierarchy within the 09ers.
Yes.
Like Madison as like the top. Like, just kind of seeing, because we're guessing like Lily was head 09er, like right
I
before.
don't agree with that though.
No?
Okay.
Okay.
I personally think Lily, yes, was an 09er, but Lily also did not give a shit for any of that
Okay.
at all.
Kind of like doing her own thing. Like,
Yeah, but she
I'm
was
rich and I'm
everyone
part
still,
of this, but like,
yeah,
I'm gonna
she
go
just
over
didn't
here.
she had no time. That's why she was friends with Veronica, because she had no time for the BS that was Madison, and that's why probably her and Madison didn't like each other. Is because Madison
yeah.
is probably like,
And why like
I wanna
Veronica
be
gravitated
Lily.
to Lily.
yeah, and then but Lily's like, I don't need to put any effort into this. I'm fabulous. I don't need to put any effort.
She's
into
like,
this.
do you
I'm-
know how much dick is out there?
Yeah,
Like, Madison, you're like
exactly.
busy with this one literal dick,
Yeah,
and there is just the sea out there that is just right.
'Cause Lily had no cares,
be
and
caught.
Madison cares a lot.
Yes. Yeah, I like that. I like that
Yeah.
a lot. Okay. Because I was just thinking, like, it would have been nice to see, well, not nice, but funny to see, like, once Lily has, like, passed on, and Madison's just like, yes, finally, my time. I am the ruler. I am the
Yes.
09er. But she's, because I
Um,
think Lily still was that, but she was that without trying or doing anything for it. So Madison
Exactly.
finally got it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, love it. Okay, go on.
So I'm gonna go to episode 4, the homecoming episode. Nice. So I don't have a lot for this one, but Madison is at Lily's memorial video montage and is all like teary-eyed because she has to put up this persona that she is still really sad that Lily's
Oh,
died.
right.
Lily's gone. But the moment the video shifts into like that rock song, she just gets like this glare on her face, and it's just because everyone in the audience is like happy and cheering, and she's just like, "Ugh, even in death, Lily fucking Kane
Oh my
trumps
god.
me."
She like rushes up to Celeste like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like, what
Yes.
is this? This is a monstrosity." Like, I could also see her and Celeste being friendly
Okay,
post
I would
Lily's
like-
death.
I would like to add, you just made me think about this. Madison tried really hard to get into Duncan after Veronica and Duncan broke up, she tried to get in there. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
I could see that, especially because oh wait, was that Madison's not in Mars vs. Mars?
I don't think so.
Because that flashback where she hears it's Carrie Bishop and Susan Knight talking about Veronica. Never mind. I was thinking that was Madison. I could totally see that because like Duncan's gonna be like head of the school, like.
Well, also because Duncan's gonna be like the head of Kane Software.
Yeah.
So.
She's thinking long term.
Yeah.
She's securing that bag early.
Yeah.
Love her.
So then I want to jump to episode 8, Like a Virgin.
Yes.
Because it's a real shame Madison's on this episode.
Oh, well, because then you would have Madison Meg Mac all in
which
one.
Is fine. But I wish Madison should have been, what's that one friend of Meg's, the brunette? I almost wish that was Madison.
Kimmy? Or,
No.
Oh, fuck. Because it was all her that, she's jealous of Meg.
Yeah, because I would have loved. We
Pam.
never get
Pam.
Because we never get any Meg Madison crossover.
No? Because
They're both in a trip to the dentist, but that's it. But they don't have any
it,
scenes
yeah.
together.
Because Meg's not in Return of the Cane or
No.
Silence of the Lamb.
Because I think Madison would fucking hate Meg.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Fucking hate
Or
her. But...
put on the persona of loving her, of course.
Oh, she would, because that's what we mentioned in a few Madison minutes, is how she'd be super like friendly to her. I'm trying to. I think that's it. What I have.
So
for
with
Madison.
episode 8, because I also kind of would have really loved her in there.
Yeah.
What
What score would she have got?
Yeah, what do you think her score would have been? Like, would she have lied?
Oh, she
Would
lied
she
for
have
sure.
wanted like would she wanted a higher score or a lower score
She would have wanted a higher score.
to show that she was like super pure?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like,
Because I think she would have been in the 70s. Because anything lower, because Madison's all about appearance, and she doesn't want to be known as a slut.
but we also find out that she's like sleeping with Lamb.
No, but she doesn't want anyone to know she's a slut.
Oh, right. I don't know. Because I wanted to bring this up with you. Because it's just... Like, I could see her really taking the test. And then, like, getting, like, a low score. But then, of course, telling everyone, like, oh, yeah, I'm at, like, an 80. Like, I am so...
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a prude, but also my body is a temple. And...
So, I just want to throw it out there. If anyone has watched The Most Popular Girls in School, I think Madison would be like Brittany, where she's like, not on my growler, but my butthole. She's saving her virginity for someone special.
Oh my god, yes. She is definitely a backdoor loophole girl.
Yeah,
yes.
exactly. Yeah.
Love it.
She's still a virgin, but she's not.
Perfect. Oh, that just, it goes like, it adds on to her delusion of like everything. It would have just been really cool to see like her real score get leaked. And then like just have her having to deal with that. I don't know. It would have been a good episode to have her in too.
But she would have spun it.
Oh,
Madison's
yeah.
really good PR.
Like once it came out that like Pam and all them were working on it, she's like, oh yeah, and they hacked my score. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't really it. You all know me. I'm a virgin still, you guys. I've only taken it in the back.
And I think we started talking about her I think a Madison Minute starts in episode 16.
I think so too.
Betty and Veronica.
That makes sense.
But yeah, that's what I think Madison would be doing in the episode she's not there.
And it just, I don't know, it goes to show you just how great, like even if we didn't talk about her every episode, Madison feels like a character that was there in season 1 a lot more than 3 episodes.
And again, that goes to Amanda Norrit. she has a great on-screen presence, and
Yes.
she turned what should have been a one-shot character into a recurring character. And I understand why they don't use her more, because you can't. But I honestly would have loved her in every single episode.
And I know, like, it was upsetting that we didn't get Mac for season 4, but honestly,
I would have really. I don't see why we couldn't have gotten
Madison?
I wish Madison and Dick were married. I think that would have been so funny.
oh my god, yeah,
Like, that would have been perfect.
dark,
Like, she's
really dark, especially after.
real dark. But she would have been like his manager.
Oh my
Or
god,
something
yes,
like that.
yes.
Yeah.
She would have been like the next Kris Jenner. She's like already getting their kids ready for like a reality show.
Yeah.
Oh,
She would have been a Hollywood housewife or like a Neptune housewife. She would have been the next. This is really dark, but I was gonna say she would have been the next. What's Lynn Eccles? But Lynn Eccles does not have a good end.
but like Aaron or Dick instead of Aaron. So I mean, at least it would have been funny.
Because if anything, Meg would beat Aaron or beat Dick, or Madison would beat
Yeah,
Dick.
yeah. Oh yeah, it would have been. Oof. Okay. So anything else for our Madison minute?
No.
All right, let's keep this train a moving.
Go Pirates!
In this segment, we choose our most valuable pirate, our MVP of the season. Except, we're gonna do our most supportive.
Well, before we do that,
Okay.
I tallied up all the votes.
Ooh.
So out of a possible 44, because it's 2 per episode.
Oh yes.
So our MVP of the season is Veronica with 7.
Which is funny because like it's just like, oh, I don't want to like I, especially towards the end, I was worried I wasn't ever gonna give it to her. So I'm like, I always wanted like also give it to like the side characters when they do something really good. And I know Veronica gets a little different in some of the later episodes, like mid-season and stuff. Things get murkier for her to not want to give her an MVP. So that's nice to hear, honestly.
Yeah.
Surprising, but nice.
Wallace and Keith tied for 2nd with 4 each.
That's good. It's really
and
good.
I'm actually surprised Wallace got that much.
Well, if you think about it, they like we each did we both give it to him for Betty and Veronica? No, Veronica and Wallace.
We gave it to
Betty and Veronica. Oh, shit.
Betty and Veronica. That's I also counted. So exactly.
Oh my god! Did you count Betty and Veronica as one person, or as two different? Like
2.
Veronica? Did you count Betty's as a Veronica vote?
Yeah. So
Okay,
if
good.
not, then technically Veronica got 6.
And Betty got 1.
And Betty got 1.
Good for Betty coming out.
Good for Betty. And then 3rd place was Weevil with 3.
That's. I would have thought he would have had more. Honestly,
I know.
Were
but-
majority of them me?
So Duncan only got 1 vote for the season, and Logan only got 2.
But let's talk about that Duncan vote. Let's talk about who gave it to Duncan. Was it you, Travis? Duncan's BFF? Duncan's
It was
biggest
not
fan?
Travis.
It was not. It was Joe. Joe gave it to him for his great speech in Return of the Cane. Wow. Crazy. My goodness. And I'm pretty sure both the Logans were mine. No, you had a Logan.
No, I had a Logan, you asshole. Because I had a Logan and you were shook.
Oh, I was. That's right.
I think I
Not
gave it to
expecting
him.
At the beginning, it was right.
No, it was a little later on, I believe. I can't remember. But yeah, I gave it to Logan and you were flabbergasted is the word I want to use.
Well, I never would have expected that from you. And then your whole
I never would have
love
expected
confession
it from you either.
the other like a couple episodes ago. I actually like.
I gave
them.
it to him
What?
in an Eccles Family Christmas.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And you gave
I
it
gave
to
it to
Weevil.
Weevil, like I always will. What up?
But it was a good showing. Like a lot of support. Like Carrie Bishop got 2 because we each gave her one.
Good. She deserved. So she was like
Lily
fifth
only
highest
got
MVP?
2. I know.
That's iconic. I love it. She deserves her own merch at this point.
Okay, so those are but we're going to talk about our most supporting pirate. Who's yours, Joe?
Wallace. This is going to be the season to give it to him.
It is.
'Cause he's less used throughout more seasons. And I think without Wallace, Veronica wouldn't be the Veronica we have.
Oh, I agree.
Keith kind of just reacted to Veronica, whereas Wallace actively tried to make her a less cynical, less just angry person. Well, she has all the rights to be.
Yeah.
Good. Honestly, I don't blame her a single bit, but it was nice to have this character want more for her to experience other emotions besides anger and
Fair.
try to have her see another side of not to forgive other people. Because I don't think there's a point where he ever asks her to forgive them what's their face does Troy.
Yeah.
And he's always just maybe not everyone is a piece of shit, Veronica. I know a lot of people here are, but maybe not everyone. I appreciate what Wallace brings out of Veronica, and I do not think not only the show, but this season in particular, and Veronica in particular, would have been the same without him. So what do you got?
I give it to Lily.
Of course you did.
Because I think the Lily Kane murder, the season as a whole, the murder works because you care about Lily, and Amanda Seyfried does that in one episode with very little.
It's true.
That's it. That's the problem a little bit with season 2 and with season 3, is you're not as invested in these murders because you don't care. You don't care about the characters as much as I love Meg. It is what it is.
Well, and then that Meg died later. Meg didn't die on the bus.
Yeah.
So that made it a little bit harder. They just stretched it out. If they would have just killed her, and Veronica, they didn't have that rift. They could have had Duncan dating Veronica after the crash, and used a different reason for all that. But to have them, I get how it makes Veronica have this weird survivor's guilt and this upset about Meg. She could have, and I think her being friends with Meg would have been a better driving force for her to solve that mystery than her feeling bad for being mad at Meg or having this rift between Meg and then that causing Meg to go on the bus.
Yeah.
But let me not get too deep into that.
But so Lily, I think if they had gone with a different actress, because there's shows what's The Killing, where it's very similar. A young girl goes missing and murdered. It doesn't have the same.
I tried so hard with that show 3 different times.
Because I didn't care about the girl who died.
I didn't care about any of the characters on that show.
Yeah. But you want Lily Kane's murder to be solved.
Yes. Yeah.
And even though she's only in 10 episodes, she's pretty much talked about in every single episode.
Yeah, she drives the season without being there. She's a force to be reckoned with.
So I'm gonna give it to Lily.
That's a good one.
I'm okay with that.
I really like it, especially after you explained it. Because I'm of course it's Lily. But also, when else would you? What other season?
I'm gonna give it to her for season 2 for her one appearance in episode 22.
She's also in episode 1.
That doesn't count. We'll talk about it when we get there. I hate that so fucking much.
It's one of my favorite. I can't wait. All right. Is that... Oh, no. One more segment. We've got last segment of the season. For realsies this time, you guys.
For realsies.
Pirate points are earned by being a contributing member of the school.
Pirate points. So, by the time we get to the end of any episode, we always figure you know how we felt about it. We're not shy in telling you our true feelings about the episode. So, whenever we go to rate it, instead of giving it a numerical score or a letter score, we say how many pirate points we would give to the episode. So, instead of that, for this, we're going to give pirate points out to the entire season. I'm going to go first. I'm going to give it enough pirate points to come back for another season despite having the lowest ratings of a primetime series at the time, because fuck ratings. The show is amazing. That's how many I'm giving it.
Okay.
What about you?
I'm going to give it enough pirate points to murder its son's girlfriend and get away with it for a year.
For a year? That's it? You don't even, like, really get away with it. Do you hate the season? Is it season 3? I'm not trying to judge it. But, like, if you would have just ended it and get away with the murder, believed it, totally. But you only get away with it for a year, and then you're fucking dead.
Okay. Just cut the year part out.
No, because I'm leaving all of this in. I mean, what better way to end our season?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I don't really have much more to say about this.
I don't think I missed anything I wanted to talk about. You all have been a blast. I really hope you join us for season 2. So actually, with that, let's talk schedule. So, after this episode ends, we are going to be taking a short break, and we'll be releasing bonus episodes on Thursdays, and then we will be back with Veronica Mars season 2 the first Thursday in December 5th is when we'll pick back up on season 2 and continue our Veronica Mars rewatch. But until then, we'll be taking a break, like in a Veronica Mars sense, but we will still be releasing episodes for y'all during that time. So instead of releasing on a Monday, our bonus episodes are just going to release every Thursday until we come back with season 2 of Veronica Mars. And if there's anything you really want to hear, want to hear us talk about, cover, whatever, let us know.
Clearly it's not Charmed, but if anything else.
Yeah, that episode didn't do too well. Not as well as the Buffy one did. Like, really shocked about that. But also not, because Buffy is both of our favorite shows. So yeah, you guys aren't going to go without us. I know you were all just in tears over, oh my god, are they going to go on a break and we won't hear them for a while? No, you're just going to hear us talk about other stuff for a little bit.
Yep. You can't shut these guys up.
Never. But other than that, find us on Twitter and Instagram. Veronica Mars Pod is our handle on both of those. Our Gmail account that you can email us at is veronicamarspod@gmail.com. You can find me personally on Twitter or Instagram at Ojo, OHJEAUX. And you, Travis?
You guys can find me on Instagram or Twitter at Travis Truant. That's Travis and then TRUANT for Truant.
Perfect. And with that, I just hope y'all are having a great day, and we will see you back in December with all new Veronica Mars content and talk some bullshit with you in between then. Goodbye.
Bye.
You tried to save Veronica Mars. We get it. Girl detectives are bitchier than regular detectives. Not into it.